A franchise that needs little to no introduction, iconic characters and gameplay, you see a screenshot and you know the game you're looking at. Beautiful in its simplicity and highly addictive and fun. It's been 14 years since the last version of this game released, and I think it's about time we got another Punch-Out game. Welcome to completion number 16 of the Potato Backlog Project. Stick around to the end of the video for the Tater Raider, and let's get into it. Punch-Out on the Nintendo Wii feels like a lost gem of a game to me. Originally released in 2009 and then made available in 2015 on the now closed Wii U eShop, Punch-Out feels like the game everybody knows but not that many people have played too much of. This is a game I would love to see move to the Switch in some form. I wish there was a way for players to easily play this in 2023. Originally I'd stayed away from this version of the game thinking it was motion controls only and that you also needed the Wii Fit board to get the most out of the game. Luckily that isn't the case here, as there's an option to play the game with the Wiimote turned sideways and the controls become almost identical to the NES version of Punch-Out. The game modes available to you off the start are Career, Exhibition, and Head-to-Head. Exhibition is the place to replay any of the fights you've already completed. Fights that you have completed now come with 3 difficulty challenges you can attempt to complete. This is the place you want to come anytime you get stuck on any of the fights. Head-to-Head is a split-screen multiplayer option, which I did not explore. Punch-Out for me has always been about the over-the-top characters, figuring out their patterns and tendencies. A multiplayer version of the Punch-Out mechanics just doesn't really appeal to me. It is there as a couch co-op option though, so if you've played it, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if it's any good or not. The meat of the game is of course career mode, and the characters are definitely over the top. The personalities, animations, and overall look presented here is just amazing to me. The choice of cel-shaded graphics works really well here, and even 14 years later, while a little rough around the edges, the game manages to look modern but still be instantly recognizable as a Punch-Out game. I was pulled in immediately and smiling right off the bat as I loaded in to face the returning Glass Joe. Almost all of the fighters in this Punch-Out are returning from another version of the game, save for one new character in the Disco Kid. Every fighter is introduced with some stills art before smack talking you in the ring a little bit, and then the fight gets going. I can't say enough good things about how the characters are animated and brought to life here. The personalities, the reactions mid-game, it just makes the game for me. It looks fantastic. Everyone is fully voiced and all the fights feel unique and offer different challenges as you move through the ranks. The game felt very familiar to pick up and play. I found myself needing to be a little bit more patient as I got to some of the harder fights though. The enemy timings become really tricky and it can be easy to get frustrated quickly. The exhibition mode comes in really handy for this, and I think with enough time most gamers will be able to complete all the fights presented here. Earning power stars works differently for each fight. You need to find unique moments to catch your opponent off guard and hit them to earn a star punch. How and when you use your star power is up to you, and in some cases it can knock the opponents out no matter how much life they have left. There are 3 circuits to work through with a total of 13 fighters. After you claim the world title, you move to the title defense fights and work your way through the roster again. All the fighters on the second go round have some new skill or new gimmick in the rematches. For example, Glass Joe gets some headgear which forces you to fight him with all body shots. This is a great touch and adds to the replayability, a great way to reuse characters but in interesting ways that make sense. This is also where all the real difficult fights lie. I do wish there were more fighters though. With such a large pool of fighters to pull from, 13 total, and only adding 1 new character feels like a missed opportunity to me, especially for a franchise that only releases a game every 15 years. 1 more circuit tier of fighters would have been really welcome for the longevity of the game here. There are a couple other things to unlock in the game, and Donkey Kong is actually a secret fighter that can show up in Mac's Last Stand, which is an endurance mode that you unlock after completing the title defense fight. All that being said, 4 happy potato faces out of 5. A franchise that's always been simple and easy to pick up and play, incredibly fun, but incredibly difficult to master and complete. This game's actually still fairly reasonably priced. If you have a Wii or a Wii U, I highly suggest going and looking for it if you haven't played it. There was a 15-year gap between this game and the SNES version of the game, so maybe that means we're getting a new Punch-Out in a year or 2. I would love that. With that, the Backlog Project rolls on. Thank you so much for watching. Be kind to yourselves and others that deserve it. We're on to the next one. It is there though, so if you played it, let me down below. Wait a minute. Welcome, Professor. Frick.